Hey there, Encappers. In today's episode, let's talk about which cleaning method removes 100% of the soil in the carpet. Stick around and we'll do a deep dive to find the answer to that question. So that's the debate today. What method removes 100% of the soil in the carpet? Everyone loves a good debate. Football versus baseball, dogs versus cat, Ford versus GM, my team versus your team. Yeah, people like to debate. And there's always the debate, hot water extraction, steam cleaning versus VLM, low moisture cleaning. That's a big debate. Which one is most effective? Which one is going to get 100% of the soil out of the carpet? When we think about that question, 100% of soil out of the carpet, hot water extraction versus VLM, which one's going to win? Let's just get right to the bottom of that question. Neither. Neither can remove 100% of soil from the carpet. It's simply not practical or reasonable to conclude, and I will explain why. To start with, hot water extraction is very efficient. In fact, I'd venture to say it's the most effective way to get the largest quantity of soil out of the carpet in a single shot. So, for example, if you have a really trashed carpet that's been neglected, it's really soil loaded, hot water extraction is going to bring the soil load down considerably. But will it get you to the 0% level? Is it going to get rid of 100% of the soil in the carpet? Absolutely not. Nothing can. But it does a great job, and especially when we've got a really just neglected, trashed carpet, hot water extraction is the biggest tool we can use to go after that. To illustrate the effectiveness, or the limitation, I might say, of hot water extraction, let's compare it to red paint. I've talked about this in a previous video, but it really makes the point. What are we doing when we're performing hot water extraction? Well, to start with, we use a strong pre-spray to emulsify the soil and hold it in suspension so that we can rinse it from the carpet. So we have two things in the carpet: that strong chemical, the detergent that we've applied to the carpet, as well as all the soil and grunge in the carpet. So those two things together, we'll call that the target load. That's what we're trying to take out of the carpet. Now, to illustrate, if we were to compare that to red paint, how much water would it take to make red paint disappear? If we took a gallon of red paint and added 5 gallons of water, we'd still have red water, bright red, right? What if we added 10 more gallons of water? Still red water. 25 more gallons, still red water. It would take hundreds of gallons of water to reduce the red paint down to a point that we couldn't detect it anymore. Now let's step it back. What are we doing with hot water extraction? It's a matter of dilution and extraction, dilution and extraction, dilution and extraction. And at some point we stop pulling the wand across the carpet and we say, that's pretty good, looks great, we're done. But again, using the red paint analogy, can we really say we've gotten it down to the 0 point? No, but we have gotten it to the point that the carpet looks really good. And that's what the customer wants. They want the carpet to look good. So whether we're doing VLM methods or hot water extraction, let's get right down to it. That's what the customer is paying for. Now, there's a couple of components of carpet that we want to think about. First of all, it's been long established that 85% of the soil in carpet is dry soil. That's the stuff that should come out with routine vacuuming. So pre-vacuuming is important. Get out that 85% of the soil. But what we're going after when we think of traditional carpet cleaning methods, whether we're using hot water extraction or VLM methods, we're trying to go after the lesser component, the 15% number. Now, that's a small number. And we're talking about typically synthetic fiber, so it's not that hard to get that off of a short piece of synthetic fiber, right? So now we step it back. Which method is going to do that job most effectively? Well, in fact, both methods work extremely well to go after that 15% component. Another factor to consider is that carpet can hide its face weight in soil. What does that mean? Well, if we took a very dense carpet, let's say a 32 ounce per square yard carpet, that means that it could hide 32 ounces of soil, hide 2 pounds of soil before it looks dirty. Wow, that's an interesting concept. Carpet can hide a tremendous amount of soil. So some people will say, well, since this is a trap that holds soil, let's get it out of the environment. Let's go to hard surfaces. It would be better, would have less allergens. In fact, studies have proven that that's very false because carpet in its nature is a filter. All of the soil that lands on the carpet, it's like Velcro, it just holds onto the soil. Then when we come along as professional cleaners and empty the filter to the extent possible, we're going to improve the health, the indoor air quality of the building. So carpet becomes a wonderful tool to keep the indoor air quality at a much higher level than a hard surface floor will, where everything just gets up in the airborne area, people breathe those allergens. So when we think about the way that carpet's constructed to hide soil, either VLM or hot water extraction can get us into an acceptable appearance level range. So that's really what we want to focus on, is a reasonably acceptable level of cleaning. Nothing is going to take out absolutely 100% of the soil, but to improve the appearance and extend the life of the carpet, that's what people want. To improve the indoor air quality, that's certainly bringing a high value to your customers. Now let's talk a little bit about encapsulation and the role it plays in reducing the ongoing soil load in the carpet. Going back to the red paint analogy with hot water extraction, we know that we're in a cleaning mode that's going to reduce the red paint or the soil target load that's in the carpet to the point that we finally figure, okay, looks good. On the other hand, encapsulation takes a different approach. What we're cleaning with now is a polymerizing detergent that dries down brittle and can be continued to be vacuumed out of the carpet during the post-vacuuming process. So if we're working with a product like Release It is built with crystallizing polymers that dry down brittle, that shear away from the carpet and continue to come out during the post-vacuuming process. So whether we're taking the hot water extraction approach method or using a different approach where we're using a polymerized detergent that comes out during post-vacuuming, or we're kind of meeting in the middle, for example, with Encap-Punch, which is a encapsulation pre-spray, again, that polymer technology, and blending that with hot water extraction, man, now you got both sides covered because you got hot water extraction and you've got a polymerizing encapsulation pre-spray that's not going to leave that red paint effect behind. So hopefully this will give you some ideas and perhaps put to rest some of the ongoing debate, hot water extraction versus VLM. Which method gets rid of 100%? Neither do. But in fact, you are the professional, and as professional cleaners, you're well prepared to take the tools that you have, whether you're using low moisture methods or hot water extraction, and provide for your customers a great experience. That's what we try to do here at Excellent Supply, is to help you with that. We want to help you max your end cap, and just reach out to us if you have any questions. Please put your comments, your thoughts about this video in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, thanks for watching Encap TV.